Hi, it's Eldin again, back again for day number 2 of 20. So 2 of 20. So today, this is the Mindset for Success series. So we're going to be doing that for the next 4 weeks. So we're going to be doing 20 of these. And today's one is, there's no failure, there's only feedback. Okay, so one of the things that stops people, when I go and ask people, what stops you from being successful? What is it that stops you? Fear of failure. Yeah, that's a major thing that people are conditioned to right down from school. The problem is we've got an educational system where they, rather than teaching you to think, what they're doing is teaching you to pass exams. Yeah, because then that's how success is judged. And there's certain people that are going to be good at doing exams, and there's certain people that want to do stuff, think about things, and going, again, it doesn't suit them at all. And that creates problems in the school system. Now, when I was at school, what they used to do is highlight or put a red cross like this when you get something wrong. In fact, I tell you what, I had one, my page, and it just had a cross, red cross for it, see me. Yeah, and that creates a bad feeling, negative feeling. Now, it doesn't take very long for the brain to actually create a negative reinforcement with that, yeah, or a negative association, yeah, or negative neuro association. So in other words, a pattern. So you can develop a pattern very good. So all of a sudden failure now means you feel bad very quickly. And that is a problem. Now I've spoke to some teachers and said we don't really do that anymore. We don't do that. The problem is the system still does the same thing. You're still there's two elements. One of them I'm going to talk about another day. But like the first thing is like there's a certain grades where if you get this grade, then you're successful. If you don't get this grade, then you're not successful, and you feel bad, and you have to do things again. And if you don't get a CE, then you're doing it again, and that's to get onto university and things like that. And the system is set in such a way. The other things as well is that you've got other people around, you've got your friends around, and you compare your results to others. Yeah, and that is a problem as well, which I'm going to talk about another day. But so those two things are a problem. Now, what I realised when I was doing the Mind Body project, like when you're doing something like this, you fail a lot. I fail a lot, and you're scared to you're really scared to fail. Yeah, but that's been conditioned from an early age at school. Yeah, so that's been conditioned. And when even at jobs, you have to do exams, or you have to go and do some coursework, or you have to go and do something. You want to pass. Yeah, it's sort of set in a way where you just pass the end. Here's the right answer. If you get to that, then you're going to pass. Rather than teaching people to think, it's actually teaching people to pass an exam to get to the next level. And for me, looking back at things now, I didn't really learn too much. Yeah, I didn't really learn anything. So not skills wise, not things that I needed. But once you get to sort of business world, the top businesses, again, they do what they don't do exams, they do tests. So what they say is tests. And they do things like split testing. So they go, which is better, that or that? That one failed. They don't have time to even think about it as failure anymore. They just don't even think about it. They're immune to it. They just do a load of tests, see what people like, and that's it. So if you start to think of things as like, rather than failure, you failed on that, it's like only feedback. Yeah, it's feedback. That's what you're getting, because once you get this feedback, even if like, and people, the problem is people don't see it this way, but you need to start seeing it this way. Once you get the feedback, then you can adjust your behaviour and learn and move forwards. That's what it's about. It's about learning, moving forwards. Yeah, that's what this is about. It's about learning. You want to be able to learn something new, so you do an outcome. This isn't quite what we need. Yeah, this is this and this and this and this is what we need. Oh, okay, cool. So now I can improve and adjust my behaviour so I can get better. and that's what we're looking for. And the other things as well is what you want to be thinking about, rather than failure. It's not failure, it's so constant and never-ending improvement. The other problem with the educational system is set up in such a way where once you finish school, it's assumed that that's the end of your education. Yeah, it's assumed once you've done that, that's it. But it's lifelong learning. It is lifelong learning. It's just that part of your life. Then you go on to another part. You always want to be constantly learning. In fact, I've learned way more stuff that outside of college, university, and school. I've learned far more things outside of those things than I did in those. So it's about feedback. You're only getting feedback. So if you do something, you fail, you driving test and you don't pass it, you've got feedback. If you have an exam, you don't pass it, you've got feedback. Yeah, that's what you got to look at it as though. Yeah, especially if you're starting a business, you're doing tests. Yeah, it's tests. That's what you want to look at it as.